Dan Lloyd, the new Chief Executive Officer with the Space Industry Association of Australia. Thank you very much for joining us here on Australia in Space TV at Southern Space Conference here at Avalon International Air Show.
Thank you for having me, Chris.
It's a good way to get your wings wet, really, in terms of the first conference, and you're new in the seat. Maybe what do you bring to SIAA in terms of a vision with the new CEO? Has been a while.
Yeah, such a great question. It actually feels as though I've been advocating on behalf of the space industry for quite some years. So I thought it was about time I came on board officially, because I've been largely working in the communications industry and trying to help government and industry understand the transformational potential of non-terrestrial solutions. So it's actually something I've been working on for quite a while and delighted now to be doing it full time.
And I suppose what strengths did you think that you brought to the role? I think, as you say, the advocacy there, particularly from the telecommunications background, and reading your antecedents, you do have quite a broad sort of pedigree within the technology sector. How exciting is it for you, I suppose, to take on the role and the rejuvenation that you think that the industry needs?
It's absolutely tremendous. I've spent my career finding transformational technologies and helping bridge the gap in commercial partnerships and with government. And I've been looking for quite some time and thinking there are probably only three things that are really going to change the world from here: AI, quantum and space. And so to be able to be advocating space full time and dealing with our extraordinary members who are driving unbelievable innovations every day, and to help industry and government join the dots to see this is an astonishing opportunity for Australia. It's a really exciting opportunity.
Absolutely. You've got some new members on the board as well, but
Yes.
I suppose, what are you hearing early from members, and particularly what the association can do for them?
Yeah, two things I think. The first one is that industry sees the reality and the opportunity, and industry is a bit frustrated that government haven't seen that same opportunity. So that's really my job, to bridge that gap in understanding, help people understand where Australia has competitive strengths that we shouldn't throw away, and that we've really got an opportunity to lead the world in a transformative space that can deliver for defence, national security, public safety, emergency management, communications, education. It just goes on and on.
Well, you've got IAC Sydney coming up, and I'm sure Lisa's somewhat relieved that she can focus on IAC. What early discussions have you had with government? Have you been able to meet with ministerial level, Minister Husick and the like, at least to introduce yourself?
Absolutely. I've had a range of meetings, and particularly SIAA has put together for the first time a pre-budget submission which outlines our long-term strategic priorities. So we're making sure those are communicated as broadly as possible in government, of course with the opposition and crossbench as well, with key government departments, really sowing the seeds so that when people are ready to think about what are we going to announce at IAC this time, because last time of course was transformational. The space agency came out of the last time IAC was here. So I think expectations are high, and we're just trying to make sure that government has all the pieces of the puzzle to do something really ambitious.
Well, we heard from the space agency today. They did kind of hint that IAC might be just a gateway. I can't remember the exact term that he used, but he didn't want to get people's hopes up that there was going to be a major announcement around IAC. But there was sort of a recognition there that the industry is growing rapidly. I think they had 15 sort of approvals this year versus 6 maybe 2 years ago. So it's doubling, it's becoming more complex. So the agency understands what is happening. I suppose, where do you see the strengths, from the Industry Association, the strengths within the association itself to speak to government? You feel that there's enough representation there from the industry, both on ground and for launch as well?
Absolutely. We'd always love more members, of course, but we've got 80 plus members who range from the defence primes through to Australian SMEs developing extraordinary niche applications. So I think we've really got the breadth and depth of expertise that means we can speak to government with some really unique angles and a huge range of opportunities. So I'm sure we'll find the right combination in the long run.
And what's your sort of focus leading up to IAC? Any calls to action other than new members? But what's your kind of focus as you lead up to IAC in the CEO role, I suppose? Obviously, the association will work with the New South Wales government on delivering IAC, but as your role, what's your focus?
So probably the two key elements that I draw out from our pre-budget submission and long-term strategy are that Australia really need a proactive, long-term national strategic plan for space. Most countries who are serious about it, including India, China of course, South Korea, most of our peers and rivals have got really clear, ambitious long-term strategies, and Australia's got a bit of work to do there. And the second thing is that it's such a dynamic time and such important opportunities that we've suggested there should be a national task force in order to coordinate and pool views across government. Space touches almost every portfolio, which is the huge power of space, but it also means each individual portfolio only see what's in it for them. So we think there's a really important national conversation to pool all of that and to convert it into a long-term strategy that we can really drive.
Nice work. Well, it sounds like you have got your head around it already, and as you say, a clear vision is something that we do need. But Dan Lloyd, first time here on Australian Space TV, thank you so much for joining us, and enjoy the rest of Southern Space here at the Avalon International Air Show.
Thank you so much, Chris. A pleasure.